Today we've got a little job. It's not too exciting, but it has to be done. So we'll get through these jobs one at a time, and eventually I'll hopefully end up with a nice guitar that I can play you a tune on. The job for today is to fill some of these holes. In fact, all of the holes that you see, these ones here, there's plenty of them around. They all need to be filled. The 6 here that the strings go through, I'm not going to fill today because I need to take some accurate measurements between here and the tail of the guitar for future reference. The way I'm going to do this is I'll be drilling out these holes to just under the size of these doweling plugs that I've made. They have a nice little chamfered end on one end so I can drive them in. Once they're in there, with glue of course, and dry, I'll cut them off and then shave them down with a wide chisel until they're smooth. I'm not worried about scratching the finish, although I'm not going to set out to scratch it, but I'm not worried about it because this finish will all be coming off eventually because this colour is going to be very much different. The glue I'm going to be using is just your standard PVA. PVA glue is great for this sort of job. It dries fairly quickly, it's very strong, and this is not structural. Where you have glue joints like this one running right up here, it's a structural joint and you don't want any breakage there obviously, so a glue like Titebond would be good for that. There's no need to use Titebond for this because it's not structural and because there's no movement. PVA does allow a minute amount of movement, and eventually if the movement keeps going the joint will break. That's why you wouldn't want to use this, for example, to repair your chair legs, because over time the chair legs will move, the PVA will break down and the chair legs will become loose again. The glue for that job is Titebond. Now I think I've got everything here I need. Most important thing of course is a cup of strong black coffee. I'm only going to do these 4 holes for you to see. The rest I'll do off camera because, you know, a hole is a hole is a hole. I won't be able to film me drilling these holes because if I do that I'll have to hold the drill in my hand, and being silly with carpentry tools is not a good idea, and you can see that from my thumb, or what's left of my thumb. Another story, but one day I'll tell you perhaps. So I'll drill out these holes. You can see on my drill I've already marked a depth gauge with a piece of masking tape. It's kind of like a flag, so that I know that when I get down to this portion in the body I've gone deep enough. I've measured the holes and that's the exact measurement of the hole. The doweling is just a wee bit longer, so it leaves me a little bit to knock in and to shave off to make it smooth when I'm finished. Alright, I'll have a slurp of coffee, I'll grab the drill and drill these holes, and I'll come back when we're about to glue and drive them in. We're back now. You can see that I've drilled the holes out. If you're wondering why I've drilled them so large, it's just that that's the only size of doweling I could get. So I'll try and do this one-handed and we'll see how we go. The tempting thing would be to tip the glue into the hole. The problem with doing that is if I then drive this plug into the hole, when it reaches the glue in the bottom it won't go any further, and any glue that can't come up the side to escape will be stay in there. So this will be sitting on a pool of glue. It's called hydraulicking. It's the exact principle that hydraulics work under, and we don't want that. We want it to be a nice tight solid fit. So we'll put a little bit of glue, like I say, I'll try and do this one-handed, a little bit of glue onto this dowel, and we'll see how we go. It's going to be a bit messy on my fingers, but such is life. So we'll put this guy all covered in glue. Oh, there we go. We'll drop him in the hole. Just wipe my fingers. and we'll drive that guy in there. There you go, he's home. Another good thing with PVA, it wipes away with glue, with water, so the excess is not going to be a problem. Let's get the next one. A little bit of glue. I've got a nice little chamfer on the end, that's why they go in this way. Just wipe my fingers, and we'll drive this guy in also. You can hear when it's hit the bottom, can't you? If I pour the glue into the hole, as I was saying before, we get the hydraulic effect, and you wouldn't hear that. So we'll put a bit more glue on this guy. Spread it out, and bring him over here and plop him in. There we go. And the last one of these four, a little bit of glue. Doesn't take a lot of glue. There's not a lot of area in there to cover, so this will be good. Put them in there. Just wipe my fingers and drive it home. And let's clean up any glue squeeze out. And there you can see the holes filled. Hopefully you can see that. Once the glue is set nice and hard, we'll cut those bits off the top and shave them down till they're absolutely flush. When it comes time to sanding the whole body, that's when we'll get it absolutely smooth, like a baby's bum, as they say. So that's pretty much it, how it goes. I'm going to drill the rest of these out, and I'll fill them all in, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like once it's done. And then we'll let the glue harden overnight. Tomorrow, or maybe Thursday, depending, because I'm going to be busy tomorrow, then we'll come back and shave them off, and then we'll see how that job has turned out, good or bad. You can see I've drilled all the holes. They're all ready for their pieces of doweling now. Sorry about that fluorescent light up there, I can't do much about that. Only little problem is the holes on the control plate here were not evenly spaced, and you can see how this one is so close to the edge. I had no choice but to follow it, and it burst through the side there. That won't be a problem because this whole cavity is going to be filled in. This will be completely filled in. Not soon, but it will be, because as I mentioned once before, I'm going to mount the controls from behind. So, a bit of a shame it happened, but at the end of the day, it's not going to matter. Okay, I'm going to get on with the gluing and have another cup of coffee while I'm at it. We're just about done here. As you can see, all the holes are plugged now, and we'll just let that glue set. I could probably finish this job today, but I've got a few things I have to do. Tomorrow I'm going to be busy, so we'll have a look at this on Thursday. We'll come back and we'll shave these down all nice and smooth, and in that video we'll also have a look at these 6 string holes here. We'll make some measurements from here to the tail of the guitar, and then we'll have a look at the big challenge to see if we can get these string ferrules out without damaging them. As I said before, if I end up damaging them, well, too bad, I'll have to get new ones. But could be a little bit of a challenge here. We'll see how we go. But that'll do for this one. We'll go and have may as well have another cup of coffee, what do you say? And then I've got a few jobs to get on with. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.